Okay, hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gbemi, and this is my hotel room. I came down for a conference, so I gave this whole spiel before, but I will give like a recap. So, I am in La Vista now, La Vista, Nebraska, not too far from Omaha, Nebraska. So I live in Lincoln. That's where I school. That's where I stay with my family, and I came down here. My husband actually brought me down here for this conference. It's called the Nebraska Women in STEM conference. It is a 2 day conference, so that's Thursday and Friday. Unfortunately, I got here late yesterday. That was Thursday. Yesterday was Thursday. Today is Friday. So today is Friday of the event. That's just like the second and last day of the event. So and this is my second time attending this conference. So I attended the first. I attended last year. That was my first time, and this is my second time. So essentially, I like coming down here for the conference. For me, it's a way to connect with other women in going through it's almost similar thing that I'm going through, being a woman in STEM in engineering. And usually I don't really like having to quote unquote identify with like, oh, I'm a woman in STEM, because sometimes that cliche can be thrown around to excuse maybe laziness, or excuse some lackadaisical attitudes of that some people have, like some ladies have, and say, oh, because I'm a woman, because I'm on my period, because of this and that, that's why I can't really function, or trying to victimize yourself and say, oh, because I'm a woman, the odds are stacked against me. So I try not to live in that kind of victim mentality. But I'm not saying like everybody that, I'm sure people have bad experiences. I'm not saying that. So what I'm saying is that I try not to victimize myself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but when I had my child, things kind of changed. Not changed because people were behaving differently for me, but changed because circumstances had changed. My circumstance had changed. My reality had changed. And while I try to say, oh, I'm trying to do the best I can. Yeah, I'm trying to do the best I can, but there's some things that I really can't avoid, and I'm going to give examples. So essentially what I'm saying is I like coming down for this conference. Usually this conference for me is to meet like-minded people. I know that there are other women here that are going through the same thing I'm going through. They're trying to navigate career, trying to navigate motherhood, and trying to navigate societal expectations, like trying to be the best mom you can be, and trying to be the best career person that you can be, and trying to have that kind of work-life balance, and yeah, things like that. So I came last year, that was 2025, and that was my first time coming for this conference, which I had known about the conference before, but this was like the first time, that was like the first time I came. And at the time I had my son. He was, I think it was about probably 9 months old at that time. Like 9 months old, and he was obviously still being breastfed. So I did not feel comfortable leaving him at home. I think that was probably the first time. Yeah, I was not comfortable leaving him at home. I could have pumped like breast milk and I've left him home with his dad to handle, but I was like, that means I have to break the breast pump and then pump here. I was like, okay, let me just come with him. So my husband came along, since I could not take him to, not like I couldn't, but I didn't want to like take him to the conference. Then in case he was going to maybe distract, so I didn't want like that situation to happen. Because it was my first time, so I didn't know what to expect. So my husband came along with us. We decided to lodge in the hotel. So La Vista to Lincoln is not that far. I think like an hour drive, but I really can't drive long distances. I'm very bad at. I don't really like highways, but my husband loves to drive. So he offered to drive me and then go back. Well, I was like, okay, let's just lodge and stay here instead of like being on the road. It's just 2 days. We can just stay one night and then go back. So we came Thursday last year, Thursday, and we stayed over until Friday after the event before we went back home. So I could like leave the conference if my baby was hungry, breastfeed, and then go right back. So really no disruption on that end. So fast forward to this year, he is a toddler now and is fully weaned. He no longer breastfeeds, even though it's not 2 years. It's like a year, like 9 months thereabouts. So Um, I thought about actually like coming down again with like my whole family, so it's be like kind of like a family getaway, and also like my husband driving me down here. But I not thought like, okay, my son is still kind of clingy to me. I'm pregnant again, like obviously, and currently 36 weeks pregnant, which means that I'll be having a baby in like 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. By the time the baby wants to get here, so I did not want to. All right, I wanted some time alone. I wanted some time where I was not mommying. I wanted some time where I was not changing diapers or trying to feed a toddler or trying to catch a toddler doing something. So I was like, okay, let me just take these 2 days off, Thursday and Friday, and hopefully when I'm back, like I'll be recharged and I will not feel so sleepy because yeah, sleep deprived. So I would like normally um because you pee a lot like in your last trimester. So usually back home I always wake up in the night anyway to go to the restroom. And my son we co-sleep and he's always like holding me. He always wants to hold me to sleep. It became it became kind of worse when he like if he gets sick or something, he wants me to hold him like all through the night. My arms are hurting, my side is hurting. I can't sleep the way I'm supposed to sleep as a pregnant person because I have to consider that my son is like right beside me. So I was like, okay, this 2 days, this two one night, but I decided to just extend my stay in the hotel till Saturday. So I should have just done Thursday to Friday and then gone back home like today after the conference. But I was like, let me just take one night to rest, and then I'll go back home on Saturday. So that's in the plan. So yeah, but coming to this conference, I really it's just a getaway for me to meet like-minded women, to see, to have conversations, to network. So it's not just about career for me. It's just to see like how are people figuring out this whole this whole motherhood and career thing. Are you not exhausted? Because yeah, it's exhausting. Like God. So like I'm trying to be like you're trying to be a career person at the same time you're trying to be the best mom, you're trying to show up for your children, you're trying to be involved in their life, trying to ensure that you are impacting like your values to them, and so that they don't end up being raised by yeah, no, the teachers play a part and everything, but they don't end up being raised by them. Like I want to be the one primarily to raise my children, to instill my values to them. I'm Christian, like I'm a Nigerian, I'm a Yoruba person, so I want to instill those values, and those things I grew up with, to my children. So I don't really want a situation whereby I am out of the house trying to chase my dream or trying to be a career person and neglect my children. And at the same time, I feel like I've given a loss to my career that it feels like I will be. It sounds funny to say and to admit that I feel like I'll be disappointing people if I kind of like quit my career and do something less stressful. Making money is not an issue for me. Like I can make money in different ways. I don't have to be in like the STEM field to make money. But at the same time, I feel like I'll be disappointing people that are looking up to me if I just quit being an engineer and just be mom. You get? It's just a dilemma that I've been thinking about in my life. That okay, it's not like it's not like I'm making engineering like my whole identity, that oh I don't exist, or there's no me without engineering, there's no me without being a mechanical engineer or being in the STEM field. But at the same time, it's like I've given like a whole lot of my life to get to where I am. I've not really gotten to anywhere in life, I feel like, but it's like I've given like lots of sleepless nights, lots of trying to prove people wrong, trying to say that oh I'm more than just a woman, I'm more than just somebody that will just having babies is great, yes, but I don't know, it's just kind of a dilemma. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm exhausted. Oh God, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Sometimes I just feel like I just want to rest. Like, don't I deserve some rest? I'm tired. Like, oh God. I think a couple of days ago, ah, like I'm running away from the word depressed. I don't want to use that word because I was not depressed. I was just sad that I'm doing my PhD. I'm in my 4th year as a PhD student, and yeah, like you're trying to also not drop the ball in that aspect, and I'm trying not to make my son or my pregnancy, like my current pregnancy, feel like it's the reason why I'm being mediocre at work. So I'm trying my best to deliver. I'm trying my best to be the ideal PhD student because I am the first PhD student in my lab. And I don't want to, and usually like the first PhD student sets the pace for everybody else. So I don't want to hold up, I don't want to be a bad example. I don't want to give my advisor a negative experience so that maybe later in life he's kind of iffy working with like a married woman or a pregnant woman or a woman with children in the future. So I'm trying to I'm setting myself up as a good example so he has a good experience with a Nigerian, having a good experience with an international student, having a good experience with a pregnant mom, having experience with a mom with children, like that. Those kinds of good experiences is what I want him to have. So I'm trying to go out of my way to ensure that he has a good experience. But sometimes it's tiring, and I feel like I'm wearing myself out. And I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I was just doing back-to-back overnight, like because I have to leave. Sometimes, like after I drop my son off at daycare, usually my husband does drop off anyway. So, but like when I'm like awake, I go to the lab. I'm in the lab till like around 3 because I have to leave by 3 to go pick up my son by 3:30. So usually I don't park on campus because of the parking fee is kind of expensive. It is expensive. So, and my house. The distance from where I stay to campus is like 10, 12 to 15 minutes walk. So usually we leave the car at home and then I have to walk back home to pick up the car and then try to pick up my son from daycare by 3:30. So usually that's usually what I do many times. So I'm closing by 3 and I have to go home and then so usually when I go home that time and then my husband really comes back home and then I can go back to school. Or sometimes when we have like evening programs, like Tuesdays we have prayer meeting and Wednesdays we have midweek service Bible study, and we are done by 9 and then I just stay back to school till I'm done with whatever project I'm doing. And now I feel like I'm racing against the clock because I have projects to complete and baby's birthday is coming and we don't know the birthday, so I'm just trying to work as fast as I can to get things done so I don't feel like I'm leaving projects hanging because like so currently I'm doing like something. I'm like upgrading our system. Long story about my research. Maybe I'll sit down when I talk about my research work, but I'm upgrading the system that other people are going to use, so they are waiting for me to be done with the upgrade so that they can use it. So I don't want a case where I'm off having a baby and then people are not able to work and then people's research depends on me and then they're looking at me like, oh, I'm the one, I'm delaying things. So I don't want that kind of scenario. So I'm trying to race against the clock to ensure that everything is settled before baby gets here. And in doing that, I have to, because of my time constraint during the day, I have to take my nights to make up for lost hours. So usually I'm back at school by like 9, like back in the lab by 9, and sometimes I'm there till there's a point in time I was there till like 6 a.m. the following day. So I just did like 9 to 6 and then oh my god, I'm exhausted. I have been exhausted, like I've been I'm just tired and you know when you get home I can't really sleep because maybe I have to pack my son's lunchbox for daycare, or he's awake because he's like, oh, mom is here and everything, and then he wants to like your mommy, he wants to like be with me, and I'm like, I need to rest. My husband, kudos to him, has been a real support. Like I would have broken down if not for my husband, because there's some times that I'm so tired, I want to rest, and my toddler son is not going to let me rest. He doesn't get the memo that, oh, mom is tired, she's trying to rest. So he always wants to like be with me. I've tried to distract him with things. He doesn't bite. So there used to be a time he really liked like watching his kids shows, like the Bible stories and everything. But even by turning the TV for him and I'm trying to like maybe nap in the room, he still comes and like, oh, this play must be played. So yeah, that's the dilemma of the whole thing. But my husband has really been resourceful to ensure that I don't break down, and to ensure that at least he is being helpful with my to ensure that I have time to do things I need to do research wise, and also try to make sure the house is it's not in chaos. He does most of the cooking. He loves to cook, and usually I can't, like at this towards the end of this last few weeks, I really can't stand for too long. So even if I'm the last, if I'm sitting down to work on what I'm doing, not really standing that much, because I had anemia. I don't know whether it's gotten better or worse now. So usually if I stand for too long, sometimes I black out if I'm standing for too long. Sometimes I get dizzy, so I have to sit many times. So yeah, so that's the whole dilemma. So I'm just ranting here because like it's hard. I know when especially like Nigerians in Nigeria, like Nigerians living in Nigeria that haven't been like out of the country, they think that you're living this whole beautiful life. You're enjoying this. Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to be tone deaf because I understand. Obviously, I've lived in Nigeria. I've worked in Lagos. I've worked in Ibadan, and I understand the hustle. Like waking up, and when I was working in Lagos, I had to wake up like 5 a.m. to get to my work because of like cold or bad roads and things like that. I had to take a bus and everything. So I understand this, but this is like a new phase of life for me. And I know some people are in this phase of life, like working, having children, and also living in that setting. So definitely they have it bad. But it does also take away like my experience that I'm also facing my own challenges here. So, and usually they don't want to hear you complain because they feel like, oh, your life is good, your life is perfect. You don't have to think about traffic, which is true. You don't have to think about a lot of things that they have to think about, like maybe no electricity or things like that. But the flip side is that when you don't have to think about these things, you have to spend most of the time working as well, because yes, you don't have to think about like, oh, where will I get next? Where will I get gas or fuel for generator to get my work done? There's always 24/7 electricity supply, except maybe when maybe weather related issues happen, which is not like a regular thing. So and there's no service disruption and things like that. So yes, there's pros to it, but at the same time there are things that is like, no, I am facing challenges. I am trying to keep it together. I'm trying not to lose my mind every day, and I really don't appreciate when people just trivialize someone's experience because they feel like your experience is not as bad. And I think I've fallen into that trap, not to lie, because there's some things that sometimes I hear. Okay, there's this word I hate hearing, especially from fellow PhD students, which is the word "I'm busy." And I'm not to say that they are not busy. I'm just saying that we are all PhD students, and let me be honest. Okay, this is the thing. So somebody that is unmarried or someone that doesn't have a child, and we are doing PhD together, is telling me that they are busy. I'm like, okay. What do you think I do all day? Do you think I just sit down at home doing nothing? I am also busy. Like, having a child is like 24/7 work. Like, you don't get to rest except maybe when the child sleeps, and then you can sleep. But so that's to say that stay-at-home moms do work. Because you are married doesn't mean because yeah, when you have children, you have other things going for them. Like you have to think about like their welfare, feeding, things like that for them. What they should eat every day, their medical appointments if they fall ill, and things like that. I'm carrying another child, so I have to think about that's this child's well-being as well as mine. Because if I'm not in a good state, baby will also not be in a good state. So I'm trying to ensure that I am not stressed. I'm trying to ensure that I'm fine. I'm keeping up with all my medical appointments. I'm taking all my necessary medication that I need to take. And still on top of that, it doesn't mean that I have expected to deliver a subpar work because I have a child or because I'm pregnant. I'm also held to the same standard that you all are. So for someone to come and be telling me that I am busy, like they are busy, I'm like, what do you think I play all day? So it annoys me when I hear that word from a fellow PhD student. I'm like, we are both PhD students. Don't come and tell me that you are busy. I don't think you can be as busy as I can be, because we are doing almost the same workload. We have 40 plus hours of work per week, which is going to be definitely more because you are a PhD student. You have to do research. I'm a fourth year PhD student for Christ's sake. So you have to read papers, you have to do a lot of analysis, you have to present your work, you have to do a lot of things. And on top of that, you have like children to take care of. I have another child to think about. So I'm going to be having like 2 children to think about in the next few weeks. And you're sitting out there telling me you're busy. And this is not to Rant, but it's that's funny. Like you're telling me you're busy. Oh my god! Like this, I texted somebody recently, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm busy." I'm like, oh, God, if I hear that word one more time, don't tell me you are busy, because I am tired of hearing it. I don't want to rant. So I make time for things I want to make time for. Like even with my PhD, obviously I have a channel that I devote time to. It's not like I don't have, like, I start to want to deceive yourself. Even with the fact that I'm claiming that I'm busy, I am busy, yes, with children and everything, and with my PhD and other things. I still have time. I have shows I watch. I watch Pop Balloon every Wednesday with my husband. I have shows I watch on Facebook. I have these court shows that I watch. I started loving like court shows, like going to courts and hearing judgments and everything and things like that. Like the legal system actually fascinates me. So I have shows like that I watch. So even though I say I'm busy or my life is full, doesn't mean I don't have time to do other things. But because life comes in seasons, like even like having children, it's not all the time your children are sick. It's not all the time that they need your attention like that. There's some times that you get some few hours to yourself. Maybe they are daycare or something like that. So yeah, I'm busy, but you still have time for some other things. You have time to scroll on social media. You have time to comment on people's videos. You have time to like people's videos, which I'm not annoyed, because I have a channel. I want people to come and like and subscribe and follow and everything. So I want people to watch my content, and I don't want them to be too busy to do that. So it's be hypocritical of me to say, oh, you're scrolling. So yeah. So that's what essentially what I'm saying. So even in my busy lifestyle, I have time for things that I want to make time for. So when people now tell me that, oh, this can't happen because I'm busy, it just tells me that you don't prioritize this thing, or you don't see it as important, which is fine. Just tell me that, for now I can't make time for this, but don't tell me you're busy. Like, we all know we have 24 hours in a day. Everybody is busy. Everybody is trying to make time for things that they deem important for themselves. So that's my rant. Well, see you next time. Bye.